Oh, good afternoon. Well, I have to say, we were all watching in the Chimes shopping centre just to my left. Everyone was crammed in the shopping centre, all watching it on one of the TVs, the resignation. And there were lots of people going past, making various opinions known to me. Some people were tutting, saying it was a real shame. Other people said they were delighted. And of course, it was right for Boris Johnson to go. Now, I'm joined by Zach Jones. Now, Zach, just tell me, what was your kind of reaction when you've heard that Boris Johnson's resigned?
Well, I've been listening to the radio from very early morning, the Today programme, and I could feel the build-up, and then one person was resigning, another person resigned, until I think we got to 59 resignations, and two of which were only appointed like 30 hours ago or something. It was inevitable. It was inevitable. I mean, I was kind of happy about it, but it was inevitable what was going to go on.
Now, some people, I know you're not a huge fan of the Prime Minister. I think a lot of people may now be sort of thinking, well, what's next, really? I mean, we're going to be in this slightly strange interim period with Boris Johnson sort of staying on. I mean, some people may find him staying on, that's going to be quite an awkward position to be in. And then, of course, it's going to be who's going to be taking over?
I would say that is certainly an awkward position to be in. I was speaking to a journalist earlier and was saying it's a little bit like you've been sort of sacked or left your job, and then you're asked to keep coming in and train the new person. It would be sticky, it would be prickly, it would be difficult for anyone to achieve. In my opinion, what would be best, rather than to have Boris Johnson as a caretaker, I think it's better. Obviously, he's resigned as the leader of the Tory party, the Conservative Party, but I think it's probably best he stands down as the Prime Minister and goes to visit the Queen and to make that known.
And for you, I mean, I know you said to me earlier, you've never been a huge fan of the Prime Minister, so I think it's an understatement. But has there been any particular moment over? It's been a very rocky few months for the Prime Minister. I mean, I've been here in Uxbridge a number of times over the last few months, getting people's reaction to Partygate, to the vote of no confidence. Was there any particular moment or situation for you where you really felt that it was right for his time that had ended and time to leave?
I believe that, as you alluded to, I'm not a Tory supporter. However, you have to work with what you've got, and we do have a Tory government in place, and the country needs to go on and to be run correctly. We've got rising costs. We've had the pandemic. People's lives are being challenged on the Channel with immigration. There's an awful lot of serious work needs to be done. I have felt that during the time with the frivolities of suitcases with wine and all the other nonsense, if you like, the buffoonery, I just feel just wasn't serious enough. It wasn't statesperson enough. It wasn't grown up enough, if you like.
Well, look, Zach, thank you very much for speaking to me. A very grown-up conversation, which perhaps hasn't been reflected in some aspects of our politics over the last few months. But I've been here all this morning, and I'd say I've had a huge range of views of people coming up to me. Some people absolutely delighted by the news, and other people very sad, because this is, of course, a very safe Tory seat ever since it was first created. But just because you support the Conservatives doesn't mean you support Boris Johnson, and I think that has been very clear over the last 24 hours.